Hey YouTube, Ryan Knight here. I already made a video on microtransactions. I've been talking a lot about microtransactions, and I just can't seem to get away from it. I just ended up finding out that microtransactions were added to Pocket Edition and to the Windows 10 version of Minecraft. Now, I am a long-time player of Minecraft, but I play on the Java version. I don't play Pocket Edition, so it really actually doesn't directly affect me. I don't really have too much of a horse in the fight. At least that's what I would normally say. However, the video that I watched was from CaptainSparkles, and so I'm probably going to go ahead and link this in there so it can be a reply video. Hopefully he goes ahead and accepts it. Can't blame him if he doesn't, because I'm going to be a little bit pessimistic here, whereas he's trying to stay optimistic. But the reason why I'm being pessimistic is because we've seen what Microsoft does. They are a large company. Large companies are concerned with the bottom dollar. They don't care about what's fair. They care about what they can get away with. Now, CaptainSparkles, he decided to sit there and say that, well, it adds value as far as custom maps and textures, skins, because the way of getting the stuff onto Pocket Edition is kind of a roundabout way. And here's all I have to say about that. Whose fault is that? Who programmed the game? Who decided that C++ was going to be the better way to go, making it so that the typical ways of doing it all of a sudden don't work anymore, and there's a lot of extra shit. Sorry, I was walking out to underneath this tree, but didn't want to get sprinkled on. But the thing is you can't sit there and say, oh, it's adding convenience, when the convenience was initially taken away by the same people who are adding the convenience. Now, Android is a Java-written program. Can you use other programming languages? Of course, especially lower-level languages like C++. But the thing is there was no reason for them to not launch a Java version of Minecraft for Pocket Edition. No reason. None whatsoever. At least none that I know of. Now, if someone's savvy with programming and there's a very valid reason, like maybe they're able to compress it more or something like that to save space, go for it. But the thing is as far as a programming perspective is concerned, the lower the level you get, the more detailed you have to get, and the more things that can go wrong. I know that about programming. Now, and there's also less libraries available to shortcut things, and a lot more has to be hard-coded. Whereas Java has tons and tons of libraries, all in the development kit. I don't think you have to end up porting in extra libraries at any point. It's all right there in the Java development kit. Now, my problem with them adding these microtransactions is twofold. One, if they see that it works, they may try to add it to the Java version and then stop supporting mod support, so that way people have to sell their mods on the market for their mods to remain popular. Now, that's a big problem in and of itself, because Microsoft doesn't have to directly sell the mods. They don't have to develop the mods or anything like that to make money off of them in this way. Same thing with skins, same thing with texture packs, same things with maps. They're probably not designing these things. It's probably other people going through, putting in the time and effort. Now, yeah, those people may be getting some money from it, but Microsoft is actually making money off of other people's shit. I've called out Nintendo for it. I'm gonna call out Microsoft for it. Hell, I'm less likely to call out Nintendo. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm very happy to call out Microsoft on any bullshit because of how they act. But at this point, it's kind of like the, you know, how do you boil a frog? You know, you heat up the water slowly. And the thing is they're sitting there for skins and all of that. Yeah, you can go ahead, you can go the backdoor route and use third party or whatever. But the thing is if they decide to lock it down, then all of a sudden now you're stuck. So if people are all like, oh, well, you know, people can use these third parties, so it's okay to have it, it's okay to have it. Microsoft incorporate all this shit, and then suddenly pull a Niantic and say, oh no, all these third-party softwares, cease and desist orders. You're hacking our game. We'll sue you if you keep going. So, let's not be naive here. And I'm talking directly to you on this one, CaptainSparkles. You're putting a lot of faith into a company that has earned none of it. And there's going to be people that are all like, well, it's Mojang doing it. Mojang is owned by Microsoft. Get that through your skull. What Microsoft says goes. Mojang is not the deciding factor anymore. Now, I play a lot of modded Minecraft. I don't play vanilla Minecraft anymore because I find vanilla Minecraft boring now that I've played with mods. Because those mods add more to the game. So, of course, I'm going to play with them. But the thing is if I end up having to go out, like if they discontinue supporting the Java version of Minecraft to go ahead and do the C++ version, and then decide, oh, we're going to lock down access, you want a mod, you have to go through our channels, we're going to stop allowing Forge to be a thing. You have to go through our program to add modifications in, and there has to be an approval process, and and so on and so forth. You're going to have a big problem. Because then you're going to have a lot of the same cookie cutter mods, the more obscure off-the-wall ones that end up rising to prominence are not going to even have a chance. And just take a look at with Steam, because CaptainSparkles, you brought up Steam. When Steam started allowing people to charge for mods, yeah, there was a backlash, and yeah, it was over the top. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that modders are, that they don't have a right to some compensation or anything like that. I'm not in that camp. But we started seeing people charging ridiculous prices for mods. Ripping assets from other mods. We started seeing so many fucking problems, and that was only around for a very short amount of time before Steam went, okay, we're cutting that off. Now, I'm one of these people that is very leery of companies, and I think rightly so. But what we need to do at this point is we need to take a step back, not sit there and try to find the positive. As consumers, that's not our job. Our job is to look for value. Is it worth the money that we're spending? And if they discontinue developing for the Java version of Minecraft and then go with strictly the C++ version of Minecraft, and then don't allow people to use the C++ version of Minecraft later on, making them repurchase it, well, that's a big problem. Then also you have the whole, to have a server, now you have to have a permission slip from Microsoft and you have to have a monthly subscription. Or, hell, even a one-time thing. That adds to the cost of a server. And as you said, servers can be pretty expensive to run. What if someone wants to make a server for them and their friends? They're going to get charged the same amount as the people that are doing the business model. Not to mention, earlier I brought up programming. It's much easier to program for Java because of the libraries and how everything is set up. Whereas with C++, not so much. There's a lot less of tools at your disposal to shorten up that process. So if you thought that development for mods was slow with Java, well, guess what? You're in for a really rude shock when you see people having to program in C++. Because that does take a lot more time. And like I said, there's a lot more that can go wrong. So how about this? I'll meet you halfway. No, it's not the end of the world. But also at the same time, it's nothing to jump for joy about.